There will be a documentary. There should be a class taught about the Paul brothers in college, freshman year. They are as important to our country as Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my God.
This is where I lost Leanne too. But he's as important
Jesus
as
Christ.
George Washington.
Well, they will use this in the documentary. So good.
Holy shit. What in the Dave Attell? Holy shit. What's the Dave Attell outfit about? Doesn't he look like Dave Attell there? Or am I bugging out? Doesn't he look exactly like Dave Attell? What the fuck is that about? Hold on. Dave Attell. Am I bugging out or they look exactly the same? He's dressing exactly like Dave Attell. The hat, the jacket. What the fuck? What in the actual fuck is going on right now? Tom Segura. Why does Tom Segura look like Dave Attell? What in the fuck? Or does Dave Attell look like Tom Segura? What in the fuck is going on? That is so funny, isn't it? Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. Big up Josie. Too bad it's not funny. Yeah. That is so funny. Swagger Jack and Dave Attell is fucking hilarious, by the way. Look. Swagger Jack and Dave Attell is fucking hilarious. Like, huh? Yeah, we gotta do a little something. We gotta do a little. Hold on, what should we do here? We gotta do a little something. We gotta do a little something with this. That is fucking brilliant. That really is fucking brilliant. They look so alike. Hold on. Let me quickly do a little something. Let me quickly do a little something here. Let's do a little something here. 1280, 780, boom, boom. Whoopsie, let me do, was it 640, right? I think it's 640, 720. Where are ya? There we go. Open, not print, open, desktop. Get them both there, boom, boom. But they look so similar here, honestly. Boom. Okay. Boom. Yeah, they look so similar. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Let's get there you go. It's about the same size, right? Yep. What in the blood clot Dave Attell is fucking Tom Segura doing right now? Who knows? What the fuck is he doing? Cool. Bish bash bosh. Last one before we move on. Bear with me a second here. Boom, boom, boom. They look the same. Don't they look exactly the same? Or am I bugging out? Like, honestly. Like, huh? Huh? Is it 2 T's and 2 L's, or is it the other way around? Oh yes, 2 T's, 2 L's. Of course it is. Oh yeah. There we go. So perfect, isn't it? There we go. There we fucking go. Oh shit, wrong way. Save as copy. Boom. JPEG. Dave. Tom. Okay, cool. Bang. Let's go back to the video. Apologies for that interruption.
Good for you on that.
Leanne goes out of town for 2 days. So I run over the bus. I grab the Oculus. I race home. I mean, I'm like charging them in the car.
Yeah.
There's one girl.
Yeah.
She gets on top of me. She's got her 2 friends are working my nipples.
That's nice.
Right?
Yeah.
She's on top of me.
This, by the way, I watched this episode briefly. this is the beginning of Two Bears, One Cave. He's talking about like, is this a like, guys, especially the gooners in the stream chat? Do you know anyone that's this plugged in and this involved, this excited about the Oculus porn thing, the AR, whatever? I wonder if he's maybe invested into it, like invested in the company, whether it's a sponsorship. He seems to really like it. Like he talks in graphic detail about jacking off and getting off on these women that he's like on these AR goggles, and it's like, what? I'm not too sure if he's like really enthusiastic about this porn shit, or if it's like a not so obvious investment that he's, basically shilling. I don't know. Weird.
Friends making out with her, another girl's playing with her, and she got red hair, and she looks at me and she goes, "Look me in the eyes when you me." And I look up and I'm staring in her eyes, Tom, and I said out loud, "Is this real?" And then Leanne came home.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Oh, you got the VR goggles."
Great to see you.
Yes, so good to see you. Can't wait to go back to you. I was like, "Where's Leanne's labia been?" And then I did research. Do you know that women in menopause lose their labia?
What? Really?
I fucking found that out.
How do they lose it?
And it falls off, I guess. But these young girls have crazy labias.
It's 2026 and Bert Kreischer's back after dominating the lolcow of the year poll 2 years in a row.
Oh, really? Big up Podcast Cringe. That's his poll. Who's the biggest lolcow 2025? Akash got 53%. Bert Kreischer got 21%. Tall and funny scientist Rogan got 12%, and Bilbo got 15%. Okay. I don't know. Can you be a lolcow of the year if you had only one instance in the Akash? I don't think that's fair. Lolcow of the year. I don't think these are lolcows. I don't think you can even say Bill Burr's a lolcow because of that one thing with the I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure about the term lolcow being ascribed to Akash or Bill Burr. I think Bert probably is a lolcow. Maybe Rogan is, but I wouldn't necessarily say Bill Burr and Akash are lolcows because of their one instance or their one thing that made them go viral last year that everyone was talking about. But, whatever. Splitting hairs here. Who cares? Big up Podcast Range.
Bert's lost out to Akash Singh for 2025, albeit due to understandable circumstances. Now that things have died down for Akash, he can go back to being Andrew Schultz's laugh track on Flagrant. But for our boy Bert, things are only getting worse. If you recall, after the Summer Bears takeover last year, Bert's episodes have been absolutely tanking. I've spoken about this at great length already, but basically, the Bert episodes of Two Bears, One Cave are getting such low views that there's no way it's going to be sustainable going forward, especially considering the manpower required to put out each episode every week. I mean, Tom didn't renew the Sopranos kids' contract at the end of 2025, so they're the latest casualty of the YMH Studios.
Justice for, who's that ginger kid? What's that guy's name? The producer for Tom Segura's podcast that left. What's his name? He's really happy because he hated this guy Robert Eiler, innit? They had beef. Remember their beef when he went on the show and he called him out about running, or he felt like he was bullying him about running a marathon. Do you remember that whole thing? Nadav, yeah, big up Nadav. Justice for Nadav. He's probably really happy about this because there was that one episode of Your Mum's House when Nadav was the producer of it. Rob Eiler was a guest on there for the first time. I think that might be the first time they met or something. And he was kind of getting on to Nadav about running and losing weight and shit. And he's got a bit of an intense personality, this Rob Eiler, right? He's got like a newly sober person's intensity sometimes when he talks. So I think Nadav didn't take too well to Rob Eiler insisting that he run a marathon to lose, I don't know, something like that. And Nadav is a bit of a, he's a little bit of a softie as well. And he got really flustered and annoyed and kind of anxious about the idea of training for a marathon. And some people, maybe on the Reddit, suggest that might have been the reason why Nadav ended up leaving Your Mum's House, because Tom and Christina obviously were joining in on Rob Eiler making Nadav feel, pressured into doing the marathon. So he must be super happy that their podcast didn't get renewed. It's not on your. That's really, really interesting. He also never showed up for a recording. Oh, really? Is that true? Yeah. You remember that? Yeah, he was. He. I wouldn't. What do you think, Coiler? In that, because you know about your mum's. What do you think? Do you think Nadav was? I thought Nadav was being a little bit of a baby. It wasn't that bad, isn't it? What Rob Isler did. I don't think he was being intentionally mean. What do you think? That whole drama was a bit weird because it seemed like it really affected Nadav. Nadav seemed to really get his feelings hurt about it. He really seemed to and he didn't like obviously that Tom Segura and Christina didn't stick up for him. But I didn't think it was that deep.
Podcast bubble, the YMH network is like the WeWork of the podcasting world. And so to save the Two Bears podcast, they hired Chrissy D and Stuffy to come back for the winter, posting 4 episodes over the new year, except not even they could save the show, which only came in at around half the views they were getting over the summer. Just as a quick aside though, and I'll be quick with this because I really want to get back to some A-grade Bert slander, if Tom and Christina are forced to shut down YMH Studios, Tom is so fucked. Outside of stand-up comedy, YMH would be Tom's biggest income source, and now that he's quite clearly done with comedy after dropping his worst special ever and also publicly admitting he's moving away from comedy into film and television, his income from YMH is going to be more important than ever. But as you can see,
I don't know. Why does he feel like YMH is going to implode because of that one show? They're doing fairly well, no? Their views are fairly stable. I don't know. I don't buy that narrative. I'm not gonna lie. I don't agree with podcast. I don't think YMH is gonna fail anytime soon. So they didn't re-sign Rob Isler's podcast, but the other shows are still doing pretty okay. I don't know. To be fair, that show with that girl with the tits doesn't do too well, does it? I'm looking at the episode now. The girl with the tits. What's her name? The girl with the boobs. What's her fucking name? Chloe, right? Chloe Radcliffe. Her shows don't get that many views. 20,000 I'm seeing here. Oh, they've got Danny Brown's show. That gets pretty decent views. 20,000 and stuff here and there. I don't know. I think Podcast Strangers RIPing Your Mum's House too prematurely. I don't think their network's gonna die. I think they're gonna be okay.
over the past 18 months, the podcast bubble has begun to deflate, and I honestly don't know how much longer most of the shows under his network are gonna last. And without all the online publicity he generates through his comedy and podcasting, nobody's gonna know who the fuck he is if he decides to focus on film and TV.
Oh shit, sorry. Let me end the poll. Apologies, I can't see the chat there, innit? Let me end the poll. The winner of what was worse, Bappa, you will miss me son when I RIP, when I die was obviously worse, and Gary V was 27%, and big up the Axe J voters.
Keep telling you, all of these guys are in the process of Brendan Schaubing themselves. It's fucking hilarious. But Bert's head is also on the proverbial chopping block. Like I was just saying, his numbers have been tanking hard over the last 6 months, and finally he's realizing what we've all been saying for years. Bert finally gets it.
There's this thing I recognize.
Oh, but by the way, Nadav's podcast is definitely tanked though. That was a surprising one. I think I checked that out recently. I think I randomly checked it out the other day actually. Nadav's podcast ain't doing too shabby. Nadav is Googling. Oh yeah, Nadav is Googling. That was a good one, right? Nadav is Googling. Let's play this. This is a legendary song, man.
What was that?
That was the intro.
Yes. I loved it.
What's that all about? What are you doing?
Well, we did a couple long ones in a row for you. Christina has been requesting for me on the side to do it a little shorter. One for two for you, one for her. Is that not okay?
Well, your mom's was good.
Oh my God.
I loved it.
Can you say something?
In the meantime, I'll look up some. You pull it up, will you? Celebrity gossip.
Yeah, go to news right here. Get rid of. We go open a new page. Go to Google News. Get Nightmare out of there. No, stop right there. Stop right. Go back. Just get it clear. Get it clear all the way. Yeah. And just click news now. Okay. You're not. It's still Nightmare News. And it's. You had just Googled nightmares, so all your news is about nightmares.
That's true.
Nothing. In Google News.
Well, this is getting heated.
Hurry up and find that shit you fucking
I've never heard him like that.
I've never heard him talk back to his boss like.
So good, man. So fucking good. Oh, greatest era of your mum's house, man.
People that I identify with, and it's the need to be seen. And mine's shallow. I get on stage to do it. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I do podcasts because I want to be seen. My goal in this year is to be less seen. I think I wanted to be seen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, mate. He's the most unapologetic, the most intense, the most weirdest attention seeker ever, isn't it? This man's in his like what 50s, 60s. Like the attention seeking is on another level. I'll believe it when I fucking see it. I'll believe it when I fucking see it. He loves the attention. He probably was one of the rare comedians out there that I generally don't even think is money motivated. I don't even think Bert is money motivated. I honestly think he might be one of the rare comedians out there who's genuinely in it for the fame. Genuinely in it for the fame. Not for the money. Genuinely in it for the fame.
So much that I got kind of annoying to people. It's like I was everywhere. And like people would go like, "You're the TikTok guy?" And I'm like, "No." Like, "You're all over my TikTok." And I was like, "I don't think I am." And they're like, "Yeah, you are."
So Bert's finally decided in 2026 he's going to slow things down and reduce his exposure. That's why his new Netflix show Free Bert comes out next week.
Exactly.
His Permission to Party tour is in full swing, and he's still dropping half a dozen podcast episodes every week. Not to mention the team of staff he has set up in a house back in LA, posting daily to his socials.
Exactly.
By the way, if you don't want to watch his new Netflix series but still want to see me rip it to pieces, check out the link in the description to my Patreon, where I'll be reviewing it in forensic detail, as well as a full breakdown of the Kill Tony Netflix show that just dropped. Plus,
oh yeah, I'm doing that tomorrow, by the way. If you want to check out mine, it's going to be on my Patreon tomorrow. It's dropping tomorrow. It should be done by the afternoon. I'll record it probably in the morning, but it should be on the Patreon if you want to check it out. Patreon's only $1, by the way. There's Patreon subscriptions available for $1. Patreon.com/Agostino. Link in the description. Patreon.com/Agostino. You'll see my reactions to the new Kill Tony shit.
a whole bunch of other videos that are waiting there for you to check out. But it seems like tall, funny, and underexposed comedian Joe Rogan has finally gotten through to Bert.
Yeah, I try to tell that to my friends, like, do not get overexposed. I don't just say no to everything because I'm not interested in doing anything more.
Yeah.
But it's also because I'm clearly overexposed, and you got to know when you're overexposed. But I have friends that, like, they'll do every fucking interview that anybody asks.
Yeah.
They'll do every project that comes up.
Yeah.
They never have any time. Like, I got to slow down. Like, yeah, you got to slow down.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing all this shit? You're already wealthy.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Be a little.
And that's something we have to give Rogan credit for. I think he's a bit full of shit because he also loves money. You know, that's why he keeps fucking signing these fucking Spotify deals and shit. He could just be living off of YouTube money and make, you know, probably, I think before they said when he signed before he signed the Spotify deal, I think there was a, you know, suggestion out there that he maybe was making anywhere from like 30 to 50 mil from just YouTube, right? Not even having it exclusively, you know, licensed on Spotify. But you have to give him credit for as famous as he is. He does limit the amount of shows that he does. He does mostly focus on talking on his podcast. He might go on other shows from time to time, but he doesn't do many other, you know, he obviously he's got the MMA show but most of it is centered around JRE. But the other guys who are less famous and have less money than him, they are everywhere. They got 1 million podcasts. They're always on other shows and shit. They want all the attention on them. So you have to give him some credit for, you know, although he could properly lean into it and really overexpose himself and really go full hog, be out there grifting and shilling with everybody, right? Putting his face everywhere. He does kind of pull it back a little bit. He is kind of a little bit self-conscious, self-aware of the fact that, you know, there's a lot of him out there and he probably should be pulling it back a bit. You have to give him a little bit of credit because if Bert's in that position, yo, it's going to be intense.
Mysterious.
The only thing mysterious about Whitney Cummings is how she convinced the Saudis to invite her to the Riyadh Comedy Festival. Actually, never mind. I'll keep that thought to myself. But Joe absolutely gets it.
That is a good point, though, isn't it? How did Whitney Cummings get booked for the Riyadh Comedy Festival? You kind of get everybody else. You get Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee because of Bad Friends. You kind of get fucking Jim Jeffries. You get Dave Chappelle, you get Kevin Hart, you get some of the bookings, but why did Whitney Cummings get invited? You know, it's a weird one, isn't it? Even the other lady, the lesbian lady who got kind of like destroyed for it, and she had to kind of, you know, apologize. Weird bookings, isn't it? Of all the female comedians out there, those two are strange ones to pick.
I mean, if you're already worth $500 million, it makes complete sense to annoy the fuck out of everyone by dropping 90-second ad reads in the middle of your podcast. And just when you thought the hypocrisy couldn't get any worse, Bert decided to start off the year by giving us some insight into his life at the moment. For those of you who are unaware, according to the man himself, Bert and his wife had a sleep divorce because he refuses to wear a CPAP machine and his wife, Leanne.
Yo, big up, who said here because of Whitney? Whitney's the most current female comedian. You think so? B. Mallory. Whitney's the most current famous comedian. I don't know if that's true. I feel like there's other, I can't name them. Maybe Ali Wong? Did she get offered to go there? I think she might turn it down, right? I don't know. When I think of current famous comedian, I don't think of Whitney Cummings. I'm not gonna lie. Big up Chucky, big up Chuck C's. Whitney Cummings worked for Disney and she produced a TV show, The Broke Girls. Maybe that's why, I don't know though. Yeah, but wasn't that really long ago though? Wasn't Broke Girls and the Whitney show, wasn't that really long ago? Is she still riding off the back of that? I don't know. Maybe you're right, I don't know. Interesting booking though. Interesting booking.
Is sick of him Jimi Hendrixing throughout the night and waking her up. So he's been relegated to the cinema room downstairs. Basically, Bert is now a full-blown incel. It took him literally 14 seconds into this episode of Two Bears to bring this up. And just before I play the clip, I want to give you guys a cringe warning. If you're easily grossed out by middle-aged men...
Yeah, okay, cool. There we go. Nikki Glazer, I thought, well, yeah, Sarah, I'm surprised Sarah Silverman didn't get invited. Maybe she didn't, she turned it down. Yeah, Sarah Silverman. Who's the other person you mentioned here? Chelsea Handler. That's a good one too. But maybe she's a bit progressive in it. She probably would have turned it down as well. I think Tiffany Haddish would have taken it. She definitely would have taken that gig. Surprised she didn't get offered it. Yeah, I don't know. Of all the female comedians, thinking about it now, how did Whitney get that gig in Riyadh? It's a pretty good gig, man. Especially being amongst that company. You know, human rights violations aside, it's a pretty good gig to be amongst that, you know, host of comedians. I don't know. Whatever. Big up Whitney though.
And divulging their deepest, darkest fantasies out loud, then you might want to skip this part.
I had my first threesome.
Nice.
Yes.
Where was it?
In my bedroom.
What are their names?
I didn't get their names.
Oh,
good. It was on Oculus.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yes. Let me tell you. Oh, well, I mean,
yeah,
it's hard to go back to one person.
I know, dude.
I was in a threesome.
Is this like promo for the OnlyFans, or is this really stuff that he's doing? Like, I'm so confused. Like, bro, like, why are you telling us this? Why do you think this is entertaining? This is not cool. Like, what? This has to be promo for the OnlyFans agency thing he wants to do. This has to be promo. Or maybe there's a show coming up. There's some sort of show he's doing. Some sort of like reality TV sex thing or something. There must be something happening, right? Why is he telling us this?
So Leanne went out of town.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been able to use the Oculus. I'm afraid someone's going to walk into me like a blind person jacking off just in their room. And someone's like, he gets done and everyone just claps.
Mm-hmm.
And so Leanne goes out of town for 2 days. So I run over to the bus. I grab the Oculus. I race home. I mean, I'm like charging them in the car.
Yeah.
One girl, just me and this chick.
Yeah.
And I was quick. It was good.
Uh-huh. And
then I was like, I'm gonna probably f again tonight.
Yeah.
And then I go, I should explore these Oculus. So I go and get this thing. It's called Brink, and you can travel the world. And I'm like, oh, cool. But then I'm sitting at the Corona Arch in the Mojave Desert. I'm going, I should have someone sucking my while I'm here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what am I? Why isn't someone sucking my?
Yeah.
If it's there, I want my sucked.
Do you do the dual screen?
I got the screen where you can see reality. I can see the screen. I'm watching football, and there's a chick and another chick in the corner of my house on the dog bed. And I'm just sitting there going, this is...
You know that this is the end of humanity.
It is
right?
the end of humanity.
We're definitely about to it's all about to end.
No, I have some tips. There's one girl.
Yeah.
She gets on top of me. She's got her 2 friends are working my nipples.
That's nice.
Right?
Yeah.
She's on top of me. A friend's making out with her. Another girl's playing with her tits. And she got red hair. And she looks at me and she goes, look me in the eyes when you me. And I look up and I'm staring in her eyes, Tom. And I said out loud, is this real?
Powerful bunch.
Fat Boomer discovers gooning. Shares with his comedian friend who is cosplaying as a funnier comedian.
You know what doesn't make this funny? You know what? Like, if your friends talk to you about this in a pub, it would sound like a joke because it would be funny. There'd be a humorous spin to it. He sounds like he's really into this. This sounds like this might end up being a problem for his marriage. You know, this might get in between interviews here. Like, he sounds like he's like, this doesn't sound like a joke. This sounds like he's found a new passion. He's found a new calling. Yuck.
Yeah.
I mean, by the last day, Leanne's got a flight home, and I know I'm not going to race to get one more orgy.
You got to get one more in.
Dude, I'm in my room, murdered out, blacked out curtains. And they're whispering in your ear. This last one I get. I'm a mental patient who's lost his memory, and they're trying to jog my memory back.
Oh, that always helps when you get your sucked. Yeah.
I'm this one chick, and this other chick's whispering in my ear. And then I hear this girl go, look at me. And I look at me, and she goes, look at me, you little pervert. Yeah. And I was like, oh. And I right away, I was like, God, I'm a pervert. Oh, God.
Okay.
And he told us that he finished as well. Like, you indeed, like... If you're going to tell another man what makes you, like, finish, you have to make it humorous. You can't say it in like a sincere, detailed, like sensitive way. You have to make it funny. You know what I mean? You have to make it funny. You have to make it funny. You have to make it self-deprecating at some point. You can't just sit there and like, look, honestly, man, I had a great time yesterday, man. I had a really good time. Like, what? Why are you telling me? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, let alone your audience. Like, why are you telling me this? Like, this is like unprompted, unprovoked. Fucking hell. Just imagine being his daughter, man. Like, this is your dad. I know he pays for them and they have a good life and they get to, like, go to cool schools and don't be in student debt and shit, but this being your dad is brutal.
So here's the thing, Bert, if you're watching, and you probably are, I mean, let's be honest, that guy would click on anything with his name and face on it. It's not just the overexposure that's the problem. And don't think I didn't notice that Tom Segura looks like Dave Attell, the Hollywood film director. Sorry, guys, I'm all over the place. I think
he's sorry, he noticed it too. He's actually big up Podcast Cringe. Big up Podcast Cringe. He noticed it too. He noticed it too. Yes, he did. He noticed it too.
Had too much coffee today. But Bert, you're in your mid-50s now, bro. It's neither cool nor interesting to listen to you talking about your sexual fantasies. It's just gross. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, including Tom Segura, wants to hear any of that shit. They're all laughing at you. And most of all, your wife and daughters don't want to hear that shit. Overexposure isn't the problem here. It's the stuff you say to get attention. Exactly. And if that whole story is actually true, why would you tell anyone? It's not the flex that you think it is. And if you didn't already feel sorry for Bert's wife, Leanne, then you will after this next clip. I get it. It's part of Bert's shtick to tell intimate and personal stories about his wife and daughters, but what he said next took it way too far. There is no way that she finds this shit funny and is just going to let it go. No wonder she kicked him out of the bedroom.
And then Leanne came home.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, you got the VR goggles.
Great to see you.
Yes, so good to see you. Can't wait to go back to you. Hey, let's do it in the dark. I'm just going to put my sleep apnea mask on.
Yeah.
I was like, where's Leanne's labia been? And then I did research. Do you know that women in menopause lose their labia?
What? Really?
I fucking found that out.
How do they lose it?
I don't know, it falls off, I guess.
Just kind of drops
they put
off?
it under a pillow and then they get a wish.
That's pretty cool.
No, but these young girls have crazy labias. Like, and I'm just like, well, that's a lot of labia, man. I'm 53. I need something a little more discreet.
Mm-hmm.
Talk.
I don't know. I think podcast cringe is misinterpreting or not interpreting the situation right. I think that's how Leanne gets to live the life that she lives. Let this guy say and do what he wants, you know, be the buffoon, be the, you know, the oaf, you know, be this weird, creepy, I mean, whatever he does, right? And not really, you know, pull him up or chastise him for it. That's how you get the fucking Amex. That's how you get the Amex with no limit. That's how you get left alone, you know, to do your own things, hang out with your other mums and drink Chardonnay in the afternoon. I think that's what she does. She just kind of just ignores it, doesn't pay attention to it, and is able to get the card, you know, with unlimited, you know, spending on it and live the life that she wants to live. And also, it sounds like not even let him sleep in the bed. So she has a pretty cushy life. I don't think she's living in squalor or she's living in a shitty situation. I think she's fairly okay with her situation and her circumstances. Let Bert say his disgusting thing on the pods, ignore it, and then spend the money.
Talking about your wife's body like that on a podcast going out to 50,000 people is so disrespectful. And you know that Leanne's downstairs in the office listening to the live feed of the podcast, right? Overexposure is one thing, but the sheer desperation and need for validation from this overgrown man-child is a whole other thing altogether. This is where it all stops being funny and just starts feeling sad.
Yeah, your dad talking about your mum like this on the pod. Brutal, isn't it? Your dad talking about your mum like this on the pod is brutal.
Bert's not leaning into the whole Peter Pan frat boy thing anymore. He's straight up just humiliating himself and his entire family. When he was younger, it worked, but now that he's a senior citizen with grown-ass daughters in college, living their own lives and having relationships with guys, it's just fucked up. Now he's trying to force the punchline by oversharing shocking stories, which I think are all true, to be honest, and begging for laughs like the drunk uncle who won't leave the barbecue. You laugh along with him just so it's not more awkward than it already is. That is 100% what Tom did for this whole episode. He just sat there and gave Bert the audience he wanted just to get through the hour and get the fuck out of there. And Bert clearly knows something's wrong. He just said it before. We know how sensitive he is, and so with his numbers and views crashing down around him, he's clearly trying to farm engagement 14 seconds into the podcast. It's like he's trapped in an infinite loop of cringe, knowing the only way out is to accept his impending irrelevance and disappear.
Yeah, exactly. Big up Diana. Leanne and Danny Callan are smart women when it comes to sustaining a certain lifestyle. Exactly. I'd bet that Tara Manning story is true. Logan F. Queens, 100% she knows what the deal. Black American, she knows she's married him. So exactly. Wild fan. Not to go dark, but he's definitely essayed his wife. Fucking hell, Wild fan. Fucking hell, what? That's an understatement of the year. Not to go dark, and then you proceed to say the darkest thing ever. But he's definitely essayed his wife. Big up Mr. Wild fan. Big up Mr. Studio Girl. Leanne got the trainer upstairs keeping her company. Fucking hell.
Yeah, this is like a Shakespearean tragedy, just without the deep insights and originality.
I really kind of one weekend alone. I was by myself the whole weekend. No one even called me, Tom. On Sunday night, Leanne had Sandy and Tom, our friends, reach out going, hey, you haven't talked to anyone all weekend. Would you like to come over for dinner? And I was like, I got Oculus here. I got 7 bitches waiting in my room.
Yeah.
The f am I going to hang out with you guys for?
Oh, you got a little taste of it.
But I got a taste of what it's like to be, I guess what they'd say is like I don't want to say incel, but you know, like a lonely dude living in online and having that be your expression and not, especially if you don't drink and maybe you smoke weed, there's no reason to go out. I'm not trying to be like deep, but really at the end of that week, I understood those dudes who leave negative comments because I was like, yeah, I get it.
That's
I get
really...
it. You didn't have something, you're not going to get noticed if you say something nice.
You're right. You're right.
You're not going to get noticed if you're like, dude, your special was great.
Yeah.
Or Bert, your new series is awesome.
Bert's transition from frat boy to incel is so painfully ironic and poetic at the same time. It's like how Pedro Pascal went from Hollywood daddy to Hollywood creep within a few months, except for Bert it took him 35 years. But what makes this so comical is Bert thinking he just had a taste for what it's like to be an incel, not realizing that's exactly what he is now. Like, imagine being a multi-millionaire with thousands of so-called friends and spending an entire weekend alone in your room beating your meat to virtual girls while wearing a headset. If that's what success looks like, then I'm happy staying right where I am.
And it also shows that in real life, a lot of these comedy friends don't like hanging out with him. They tolerate him because he's famous, proximity to Rogan, makes a lot of money. But it does, that little insider that he spent a weekend alone, it's kind of proof that people don't really like him having around, you know? He doesn't really have a group of like comedian friends, you know? Maybe Tom was one of them, but Tom doesn't. Tom looks like he just tolerates him, and if there's not a paycheck involved, he's not hanging out with fucking Bert. So that is an interesting little observation there, you know. And he has to get his wife's friends to like reach out to him and say, "Hey, do you want to hang out with some humans?" You know, that's a very interesting little insight. For somebody that wants to be the what's it called? What he says? The center of the party, you know, the party guy, the this, the that. It is interesting how he doesn't seem to have even drinking buddies, you know? He doesn't seem to have drinking buddies even. I find that very interesting.
These guys have gone full circle. According to Bert, though, somehow this has something to do with all the negative comments he gets.
I don't read comments, but I got the little girl that plays Isla in my show. Her mom texted me.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, I hope you're okay with this, but Lilu's lighting people up in your comments. And she screen grabbed, and it was, you know, it's the trailer to Free Bert.
Yeah.
And some dude's like, this dude fell off.
Yeah.
And then Lilu, who's 10, wrote, off your mom. And she's just lighting these dudes up. I go, hey, just do, I don't care, but I don't want her to, this isn't,
it's not good.
She doesn't stand up for me.
Yeah, it's really adorable though.
But I understand that guy that goes, he gets more attention, and now he's got something to do that day. I'm not defending the guys who leave negative comments, but I'm understanding it after that weekend alone is like you're sitting there with little to nothing to do and you throw a hateful thing out and then someone's like, fuck you. And now you're talking.
Yeah.
And if you reply or I reply, that's a home run. That's like, shut up. I got no celebrity's head.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I don't read comments is one day, one guy got in my head and this guy who I don't know kind of fucked my day up, but then I understood. That guy's not, he doesn't hate me. He just needs someone to talk to.
I hate when why do they all do this? Why do they all do this like condescending, like fake compassion thing? Maybe some of the hate comments you get are just people leaving a comment saying they hate you because they dislike your personality, don't like the things you say, think you're unfunny. Maybe it's not any deeper than that. Maybe it's not the fact, like, why do they always do this? Oh, they're incels. Everyone that doesn't like me is an incel. Everyone that doesn't like me. If he just would have had a VR, if I just really wanted to send him an Oculus VR and he wouldn't really hate me, like, what? I like that. Even Whitney the other day, right? I love that he cannot understand people that don't like him. He cannot fathom a scenario where someone doesn't like him based on the strength of what he says and his personality. Based on the strength of his words and the strength of his character, or lack thereof. It's always because of some issue that they have, that they're suffering from, like they're in pain. No, someone leaves a comment on Instagram just to be snarky, to be mean, because they can. It's nothing deeper than that. Actually, I want to check it out. Let's see. Where's it going to be? Is it going to be on Netflix comedy? Where's that going to be? Is it Netflix comedy? It's on Instagram, he said, right? Netflix is a joke. Maybe it's on there. Or maybe to go on free. Is it free, Bert? Hold on. I want to see where that trailer. I want to read the comments of what people are saying about that trailer. Actually, Tom Segura special. Well, so where's Free Bert? Is there a Free Bert trailer here? Tom Segura again. No, Bert's not on the feed. No Bert feed. Okay, there's Bert here. There we go. Is that free Bert? There we go, isn't it, right? There we go. Let's see some of the comments here. The daughter is the best. Can't wait. Yes. Pass. I'm gonna release this. I'm excited for this. He tells jokes with his shirt off. What a genius. A modern day Da Vinci. Hard pass. This dude fell off. So that's the one, right? Oh, so that was the girl that was leaving the comments. Someone called Lilu fell off your mimosa. Cool. The craziest thing to me about this movie is that the daughter is the freaking bats. I love her. Okay, cool. Ruining comedy one podcast at a time. Bert, whenever Tom does something, Bert is trying to rebrand him public profile as a happy southerner for the purpose of the show, so they keep having them at country music events. Whoa, that's so true. Interesting observation. I never thought about that. Bert is trying to rebrand himself as a public figure as a happy southerner for the purpose of the show, so they keep having them at country music events, whether it's award shows, hosting a New Year's Eve special in Nashville, and 0 people are taking the bait. He's being completely rejected. The same will happen to this show. I never thought about that. That's a good point. He's been having a bunch of country music people on his podcast too, on Bertcast, right? He interviews a bunch of country musicians and shit. Yeah, he's been trying to cosplay as like a southerner. That's a really good point. Great observation. Hell yeah, dad died this year? Yes, I'm gonna watch this and laugh but also cry. How is he rich and famous? Humanity is a cesspool of mediocrity and Bert proves it. Whoa. This show is coming out like 3 or 4 years too late. If it was still 2018, 2022ish, this likely would have been a very successful Netflix series, but every single day that goes by, Bert becomes just much more insufferable. Fully expecting this to be the reenactment of what you've put your family through. Wow, extremely overrated comedian, a shtick comedian. Oh my god, I smell like beef. Is this a freaking, hard pass. The storyline is absolutely terrible. My dad's a famous comedian who embarrasses me sometimes with his jokes, so now I'm going to be a straight-laced human. Did a child write this? Yes, it was Bert. And the actors in it, yikes, looks like you skipped B-list and went to Z-list. Nothing in the trailer is funny. It was all typical Bert stuff, shirt off, trying to show off his naked body somehow because he gets off on the idea of other women seeing him naked. He has to force it on them because that's the only way he can get them to see it outside of his wife. Jesus, we've seen enough of Bert. The same dude, the same story, same ego, same I'm a party animal with kids story. I'm the machine. For God's sake, create something new that doesn't revolve around you at Bert Kreischer. You are beating a dead horse at this point. Be creative. Make a project that isn't all about you. Wow. This is the same dude who got working class people fired so he can drink around high school kids with his shirt off. Oh, that story was awful. Maybe unpopular opinion, I prefer Bert over okay, very unpopular. Comedians are the last line of defense against the woke. They are the modern day philosophers. Thank you, Elon Musk, for making comedy legal again. Am I the only one that thinks it's weird to have a show where you have actors playing your real family? Like, I'm sure they have all signed off for this, but still, especially with the way that he's joked about his next wife. Oh Jesus, they are ripping him, innit? They're ripping him in the comments of this, absolutely ripping him in here. No wonder, that's why he doesn't read comments.
Yeah, he's lonely, dude.
Yeah. It was really, I'll tell you what, Oculus changed my life. Now,
That's some high-level mental gymnastics right there. Jerking off with a headset on apparently helped him to understand why people don't think he's funny and why he fell off. Bert keeps telling us he's become more self-aware now, he's got it all figured out, but then he hijacks an entire episode of Two Bears, One Cave to share his creepy-ass fantasies and then passes it off as a learning experience. Will Smith and Akash Singh had their wives to perform their humiliation rituals for them, but Bert does it all by himself. Just wind him up and let him go. It truly is incredible. And just when you thought the engagement farming couldn't get any worse, Bert goes full rage bait on us at the end of the show.
If you are a guy thinking, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Look at Jake Paul and take a page out of his book, because that kid created something out of absolutely nothing. And then I look at Logan Paul. Holy shit.
Yeah, they made something happen.
These
dude.
two
They
kids are the American dream. They are gods. The boys, the Gen Z boys that fucking rule the internet.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm not surprised that Bert would be so enamored by the Paul brothers, innit? It would make sense why Bert would love them, because they are, especially Logan, right? Not so much Jake, especially Logan. They are like, you know, apex predators when it comes to attention seeking. So it's not surprising that Bert is legitimately looks up to them, innit? Although they're much younger than him, completely different, you know, things that they do and shit. It's no surprise that he really does admire those guys. Like, you know, Jake and Logan Paul are his Elon Musk.
Cousins. My cousins have me in a chat thread right now, but they muted me because I don't want to hear from boomers. So I can't respond. I can just read all their texts. And assholes. And they are the red pill incels, my cousins. And they were making fun of Jake Paul. And I want to fucking talk to them and go, hey, listen.
Your family members muted you in the group chat. Fucking hell.
Faces, Jake and Logan Paul are better than any gene in our family. There will be a documentary. There should be a class taught about the Paul brothers in college, freshman year. They are as important to our country as Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my God.
This is where I lost Leanne too. John F. Kennedy. And Leanne goes, you're talking about Jake Paul. Yeah. And I was like, I know. But he's as important as George Washington.
Well, they will use this in the documentary. So good for you on that.
All right, so first of all, Logan and Jake Paul are not Gen Z. They're fucking millennials, bro. And Bert's not a boomer, he's smack bang in the middle of Gen X. And after all that talk about this weekend alone by himself, Bert calls his cousins incels because they blocked him from their group chat. Isn't it interesting how his family who aren't on his payroll have disowned him?
Exactly.
But this argument that Jake Paul has created something from nothing is straight up rage bait. The guy has 20 million subscribers on YouTube. He's been doing it since he was a kid. Acting like he just decided one day to become a boxer and didn't already have a massive online following is crazy. Bert's trying so hard to cling on to his youth. It's gotten so bad now that he's idolizing Jake and Logan Paul.
Super embarrassing clout chasing, isn't it? Super embarrassing clout chasing and glazing. Like, just, I don't know.
The guy is a walking ball of desperation. At one point in the podcast, he started bragging about having lost 30 pounds and started giving everyone health advice on how to diet and exercise. Bert Kreischer decided to start off the new year by explaining how he became an incel and then proceeded to give us fucking health advice. But I can't wait to review Free Bert. The trailers look like a complete disaster. Basically, the story is about Bert trying to fit into Beverly Hills society. He's the rough around the edges dad whose daughters are in a private school and everyone looks down on them. Meanwhile, he's dedicated his entire career to humiliating his wife and daughters in front of millions of people. This show included. So,
but yeah, anyway, fucking hell. Big up Podcast Cringe, man. That was a brutal episode of fucking Two Bears, One Cave. He does a real big service for all of us for watching it and clipping it the way he does, because that episode was fucking brutal. That episode was fucking brutal.